Good morning, everybody. It is 10 o'clock and it's a Sandra R. Spooky Halloween show. I hope you are ready for a fun-packed 2 hours of Halloween. And I have a special guest, the Devilriderman, here all the way from Tennessee, USA, will be joining us in spirit, not in person, via messenger. But we're going to kickstart with Cry Little Sister, as chosen by one of my listeners from the Lost Boys. And just to say, we will be doing the Halloween Top 20. Stay tuned, 10 till 12. So that was Cry Little Sister, kicking off our Halloween extravaganza, 2 hours of Halloween tunes on the Sandra R show. So I just want to give a very, very warm welcome to all our Ferndale Community Radio listeners, to our new ones that are listening out, and to our regulars, to my regulars even. So just a big thank you there. And Cry Little Sister, that was chosen by Christine on my Choose a Halloween Song choice. And then the other one was Dollhouse, which was quite new, by Melanie Martinez, and that was chosen by my beautiful 11-year-old daughter Jasmine, who is currently carving pumpkins at home. There is actually a very funny version on YouTube of that song. It's called Dollhouse. It's a bit freaky. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a version to play on the show. Talking about freaky, talking about guests, talking about wonderful people, we've got Ralph Angel here from the Devil Riders. Woo!
Hello.
Hi, Ralph. So, Ralph, tell us where you currently are right now.
I'm actually in Nashville, Tennessee, y'all.
Yo! And what time is it in Nashville, Tennessee?
It is 10 past 5 in the morning.
10 past 5 in the morning. What a trooper. And how long have you been awake for this live radio interview?
Pretty much all night.
All night. Oh, my word. You are amazing.
I was so excited. I was so excited. I could not sleep. You know?
Oh, that's so cute. Oh, I know how you feel. And also, it's a very exciting time. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Ralph. Why are you on my Halloween special?
Well, quite spookily, I'm a Plymouth born and bred boy.
Aye.
Over to the USA in 2012. I got married and divorced, but anyway, it's another long story. And I've basically been here ever since.
Wow.
Since Los Angeles, I've had, and now I've ventured over to Nashville.
Nice. And you're actually a Devil Rider. What does that mean?
That's correct. That's a very good question. Some people do get this confused, but Devil Riders is basically a name to express fun and raw energy, and the Devil Riders is my band, and on YouTube I'm also known as Devil Rider Man.
Devil Rider Man. Oh my God, how exciting. So I have got the Devil Rider Man exclusively on my show for Halloween. How exciting and how scary at the same time. So your band is Devil Riders, is that correct?
Mm-hmm, that's correct.
And you have played live in lots of various different venues in Plymouth.
Oh yes. We played live a lot in Plymouth before I left England. There was played many places, the Cooperage, the Phoenix. It's been a while since I remember the names. I'm gone, of course. What that one in town opposite Good Bodies? I can't remember. It was upstairs as well.
Oh, okay. Muttley, Barbican, basically. The Phoenix is no longer there anymore. The Phoenix pub. I remember watching you actually at the Phoenix pub.
I played my first ever show. That's a shame, that one.
Yeah, so you played your first ever show, did you say, in the Phoenix? Because I think the sound went slightly then.
It was with a Black Sabbath band.
Right, so you're there with the Black Sabbath cover band. Yeah. So I think our sound's going a little bit. So we're going to be playing your song. It's one of my favourites, Take Me to the Cemetery, and your cover of White Wedding. And also, your mum is also in a band, and I had her in the studio a few weeks ago, and her band Heart Trapped has got, I played the world exclusive. It's actually releasing Heart Trapped, which is a fantastic song for Halloween. It's just a fantastic song in general, but it's got that very Halloween vibe. So you'll be introducing that for us. And we've also also got the Halloween Top 20 on. So we've got a fun-packed, lots to do show. So I think we're going to start off with number 20 of our Halloween Top 20 songs. Do you know what number 20 is, Ralph?
I couldn't tell you.
Right. It's Freaks Come Out at Night by Whodini. It's a 1984. It's very 80s. I can't remember it from the 80s. We were having a discussion about it, weren't we, Ralph? And you don't remember it. And I don't remember it. It's very 80s. And I think all you got to do is just laugh. I think it's just quite funny. Yes, the Freaks Come Out. Oh, my word. Ralph, do you want to introduce I'm a little bit shocked at this one. I'm a bit disappointed at the same time. What's number 19 in our Halloween Top 20?
Well, most surprisingly, at 19, we have The Time Warp.
Yeah, by Little Nell, Patricia Quinn and Richard O'Brien, 1973. I personally would have thought it would have been a lot higher up. How about yourself, Ralph?
Definitely in the top 5, I would have thought.
Top 5. I think it would have been definitely worthy of a top 10. So this top 20 that I've got is from the Insider. I'm not sure. Maybe we don't agree with the number 19. However, we do agree it definitely should be in the top 20. Everybody, get your Time Warp hands ready and start jigging. The Time Warp. A never-ending classic of joy, and I know lots of people are going to be missing out to going to the Rocky Horror shows this year. So the next one is Zombie by the Cranberries. So we're moving from 1973 to 1994, and Zombie, I was listening to it last night, having a little sort of a peruse over my playlist, and my daughter, who's 11, she's like, it's a very depressing song. I was like, well, it's about war, but actually what I didn't know, I don't know if you knew about this, Ralph, but Zombie is a protest song by the Irish rock band written in response to 2 bomb attacks in Warrington, England.
Yep.
You knew
I
that?
knew that.
You knew that? Of course, your family are from Liverpool, aren't they?
That's correct, yes.
Yeah, not far from Warrington.
No. About 10 miles down the road, I believe.
Oh, is it 10 miles? Did they get...
Something like that.
Did they get impacted by the bomb at all? Is that why it's sort of pertinent to you?
No, I did, listening to the lyrics, I was aware of what the song was about, and I looked into it a little bit, and I think it's a great song. I think that she was very brave, and it's basically to give the middle finger to those bombers and say, hell with you, good on it.
Yeah, no, it's a great song. I actually thought it was about war, so but yeah, no, it's a great song, great lyrics. Zombie, number 18 in the Insider Halloween Top 20 charts. And now we've got Ralph in the virtual studio all the way from Tennessee, Nashville. Ralph, you are a Devil Rider. Tell me more about that.
Correct. Well, as I say, I play in the band of Devil Riders, and we started off in the UK. Played in England between 2003 and 2012, all the way from Plymouth Bay.
Oh, Plymouth Boy! Yay!
Yeah. Played an awful lot of gigs there. Had a lot of fun. I still got. Mudman is still there, my drummer, and we played together for 11 years in total, so really miss the guy.
Wow, Mudman is your drummer, and we've got Devil Rider. So how many were in your band?
3.
So Devil Rider, Mudman, who was the other one? The Rock?
We had various drummers, but one guy we had called Steve Makin, who was an absolutely amazing bass player. He was with us for 5 years.
Yeah.
And but I mean, Mudman's the one that is almost like a brother to me, and I really miss playing with him. So
nice.
We had I can tell you a story about him if you want.
Yeah.
Well, he used to like to have a couple of beverages, shall we say, and we'd be driving back from a gig, and one day on the motorway after a gig, he'd be in the back of the van drinking. I was driving. Not drinking, by the way, but so we're going along, and he falls asleep in the back of the van, and he wake up, and in this bit of time says, Ralph, I need to take a leak. And I'm like, okay, well, I can't stop because I'm on the motorway right now. I'll pull over when I can. Okay, so 5 minutes later, he shouts a bit louder. And this conversation's a bit more, bit less mannerly than the way I'm describing it.
Mm.
So he's shouting out again, Ralph, I really need to take a leak right now. I'm like, okay, I can't stop. I will stop as soon as I can. And it's getting more and more tense, the more he's getting more desperate. And then a few minutes later, like, Ralph, I need to take a leak right now. I can't stop. I'm on the motorway. So I slow down to about 50 miles an hour. He opens the sliding door and does the deed from inside the van while we're driving along the motorway. And of course, even at 50 miles an hour, as we go, like, it's all going back all over it.
Oh.
But all the tension was gone, and we all had a laugh, and it was all done. It's quite hilarious. Some of the things you experience on a road, you just don't find anywhere else, you know.
Yeah. And you love your so tell me a bit. So the band, how did the band come about? It's a rockabilly band.
Well, Well, I just I say ran into his girlfriend and at the time, and Verena, she might be listening, you never know. And it was a band called Breakout that they were looking for a guitarist, and I joined them, and I was with them for about 18 months, and then I left to create my own band, and he kind of, after a little while, came along with me. So
Nice. And when did the band form?
It was in 2003.
Oh, was it 2003?
That's right.
So it's like 17. So I think 2003 is about time that I met you personally. So we are actually friends. It's like I'm going to have like a Saturday morning, friends of Sandra's. So I didn't realise, and that you were gigging quite a bit in Plymouth at the time. And I think 2003, you introduced me. I'm going to be playing your song. It's one of my favourite songs, and I think it's very apt for Halloween. Do you want to introduce it? Which one is my favourite song of yours?
Yes, this is a song. It's actually a song of spiritual intrigue.
Oh,
it's actually called "Take Me to the Cemetery."
Wow, tell us a bit about this song.
Well, it was basically an experience that I used to hang out with a lot of Gothic people, and I still got Gothic friends as well. And we used to go to clubs, and we used to go to cemeteries at night and stuff. And I always had this idea of what about the spirits around these gravestones and things, and that kind of intrigued me. So I wrote a song about it.
Wow, exciting. I do love it. It's great for Halloween. It's great for any time of year, but definitely for today. Oh, this is so exciting. So, Ralph, introduce your song.
This is the Devilrider's with "Take Me to the Cemetery."
Amazing. Perfect for Halloween. Ralph, tell us how to our listeners out there who would like to play this song, have it on their Halloween playlist, how can they get hold of this song?
They can contact me. They can contact me by email. So ralphangel7@yahoo.com. ralphangel7@yahoo.com. We'll find the Devil Riders on Facebook. Yeah.
Is it there? Is it so basically you'll send them a copy of that? Can they download it anywhere else?
Yeah, I'll send them a copy of it.
All right. So you got it here, guys. You got it here, and I'll put it on the have you got a video to this song?
I do. I have a few live videos to the song, but I've only the studio recording that I can send them, which I'm fine to send them, but as long as they help me promote my YouTube channel.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So if you want this on your Halloween playlist, then contact Ralph at, what's the email address again, Ralph?
ralphangel7@yahoo.com.
Fantastic. And it's on your Devil Riders Facebook, and there's
they can contact me on my Devil Riders Facebook also.
Excellent. And then you have a Devil Rider's YouTube channel, all one word, Devil Rider, is that correct? Oh no, Devil Riders?
Devil Rider Man.
Devil Rider Man.
All one word.
Oh, how can I forget the man? The Devil Man. And are there any videos of you singing on there? What's your channel? What's your channel? I know lots of you singing. Yeah,
lots of music. Yeah.
Is this one Take Me to the Cemetery on there?
It is. Yeah, and I'm sure there's a few live versions of it there.
Excellent. Now, Ralph, you were quite well known in Plymouth, well before Jedward, if people know who Jedward are, the famous X Factor Jedward twins, and you used to have your hair slicked up kind of high. What would you call that? And people would talk to you all the time and stop and say, "Oh my God, how do you do hair?" It would like come up, it'd be like a mini Elvis type thing. Do you know what I mean?
Well, in America, they would call it a pompadour, but in England, they call it a quiff.
Oh, a quiff. Oh, a pompadour in America. Oh, I see. I like that name, pompadour. Yep.
Yes.
And you'd get stopped quite often about how you did your hair. And then Jedward came out. Can't remember when was that. Was that 2005 or something? Or was it a bit later? Can't remember.
2007, 2008.
2007, 2008, yeah.
Yes.
And then...
I didn't pay a lot of attention to them.
No. But then what happened? How did they enter into your universe?
Well, they must have copied my style, and people mistook me for them. So, what can I do,
You became a rockabilly guy to a pop-billy guy. Haha.
Absolutely.
Which I'm sure you loved. So, and then people would ask you, I think I've asked you the question as well lots of times, how do you make your hair stick up? Because it goes up, like 6 inches? No, it's not as big as that. It's 4 inches high, 4 to 5 inches?
Well, yes, it depends on perspective, I suppose. But no, it's I don't really get like a ruler and measure it, but it's pretty high, and it's some inches high.
Yeah, your pompadour. So you have done it. Yeah, sorry.
So no, you go ahead.
No, I didn't say. So you've actually done a video. It's on YouTube right now that you can watch. So if you fancy a pompadour or a quiff, a very high quiff for Halloween, for your Halloween festivities, then go on to Ralph's Devilriderman YouTube video, and there is an instructional video of how to get your perfect quiff, your pompadour.
Absolutely. Yes. I mean, I made that video because people used to ask me, well, people still do ask me, and it's actually faster for me to show people how to do it rather than explain it to them. So, but then there's the video they can watch. They don't need to ask me now. So.
Right, and I have asked you that very question, and you have showed me directly many years ago, and it doesn't really take you long at all. I think you just did it in like, I don't know, a minute or something. It was very impressive.
Yeah. I mean, I've had a time like many years ago. I used to ride a bicycle, and it was really wet. And I got off my bicycle, my hair was all over the place. The guy, he's looked at me and he's looked away, and I've looked in my reflection, put my hair up, and he's turned around. It's like, whoa! He's like, you put it up that quickly. It's like, yeah, it's like Superman, changing in a telephone box.
Done. Yes, absolutely. Wow. So, yes, check out Ralph Devilriderman on YouTube and get your perfect pompadour for Halloween or any time of year. We're going to go back to our Halloween top 20. So we are currently at number 17, and it's Dead Man's Party by Oingo Boingo. And this is from 1986. It's another song that actually I'm not sure that I remember at all. Do you remember Dead Man's Party? Do you?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Is it a favourite of yours?
It's a cool tune.
Is it a cool tune?
It's not like
favourite
in the top 5, but it's cool and it's fun. I like it.
So the lead singer is Danny Elfman, who poses with an old Oingo Bongo record at the store signing of Tim Burton's Corpse Bride on DVD. So the song has been sprinkled throughout pop culture, including the 1986 film Back to School and a Halloween episode of Malcolm in the Middle. Dead Man's Party, Ongo Bongo. Apparently this song inspired his first music video, and it was featured on his 1983 album of the same name, Bark at the Moon, Ozzy Osbourne. Love the guitar there. How about you, Ralph?
Yeah, amazing. I mean, I do like some rock music. I'm not a massive Sabbath fan, but got to appreciate their musical ability. They were wonderful.
Yeah, brilliant. So we've got a question for you from Steve, our wonderful manager here. And so Steve's currently, he's at home, having to just keep himself to himself as he has an appointment at the hospital on Monday. So he asks, how are the band coping with the restrictions regarding COVID-19, and are they planning anything? And if and when restrictions are lifted, and so how are you coping with restrictions? I think we'll keep that as question one.
That's pretty tough because I mean the Devil Riders are very much a live thing, and when I play live I have a wireless guitar system. I like to roll around on the floor, I like to sit on people's laps and just have a whole lot of fun and bring life into people, and enjoy the show. And at the moment that's not really possible with all the restrictions. So I'm concentrating a lot more on doing my videos right now until the restrictions are lifted and I can give people a full-on show.
Yeah. And you're actually in Nashville, Tennessee. I mean, that's the heart of the world music of country. Obviously there's a lot of musicians there. How's COVID and restrictions impacting things there in the music scene? Well,
there are still live shows, and the outdoor shows are pretty much as they were before. There aren't very many of them, but it's the bars are basically, everyone has to wear a mask when they walk in, and they can take it off when they sit down, but they're not allowed to dance, which basically is a bit of a cancel for Devil Rider shows right now, because that's what I want people to do, be alive and dance and enjoy themselves, but smiles on their faces,
Right. So there's outdoor stuff happening. So people are still able to get their country music. Are they? Do people have they got their own little, I don't know, boxes, or how are they doing the restrictions there?
It's really that is the only sort of the restriction is the mask wearing and the dance floor. Is actually the last place I went to, the dance floor was all taped off, and it's just basically no. To me, dancing is life and being alive. Before I was in bands, I would dance. That was my way of expressing myself, and that's very much what I'm about, and that's what I want to see people do. So,
yeah, I mean, you're a keen, cool rockabilly dancer.
That's right. For those who see me bust a few moves here and there, they will know that. And people probably saw me before I played in bands. They saw me dance and probably understand why I play in bands.
Right. So singing's taking place. People just, what is it, like a meter apart in Nashville, is it?
I mean, I don't know that there's any sort of distancing rule as such. I'm not sure, to be honest. I think kind of because in America people tend to they go to a bar and they sit at a table, and like in England it's more of a standing room thing. You can stand. A lot of people will stand and watch a band. They wouldn't do that so much in America unless they're dancing.
Oh, I see. So they're sitting down watching a band, or they're up dancing. There's no...
Yeah.
Oh, but mind you, what about when they go to the massive stadiums? They're standing there.
It depends. So, I mean, again, a lot of the stadiums are all seater.
Oh, are they? Oh.
Yeah, I saw Fleetwood Mac a couple of years ago in Los Angeles, and that was all seating. I mean, people stand up and dance a little bit and stand if they want to watch, but yeah, it's a much more of a seating thing.
Oh. Okay. And then what Steve's also asked, his next question is, are you planning anything when restrictions are lifted?
Absolutely, absolutely. Once I'm not sure where I'm going to be. I'm not sure. Basically, when I came from Los Angeles to Nashville, I was taking a road trip to look and see if there's anywhere else I want to live, or anywhere else would be better for the Devil Riders to play. And obviously, I all kind of got put on hold when COVID came along. So I'm just kind of looking for the dust to settle a little bit, and I can see which town would be best for the Devil Riders to strike back.
I see. So you're planning your post-COVID attack of rockabilly, devil riding.
Rah!
Rah. Excellent. Now, another thing about the Devil Riders is that not only is your hair a key part of the look, but also your face.
Mm-hmm. That's
Tell us
right.
about your
Yes,
face.
I like to wear lots of face paint, and that's drawn a few different reactions over the years. Some very interesting reactions. In England, a lot of the time I would leave it on after the gig. And I like go to the petrol station and fill out petrol and get all kinds of different reactions from the people in the petrol station. Like the cashiers, some would give a blank face as if they didn't see anything different about me.
Right.
And some would laugh. Yeah, it's quite funny to see their reaction.
So those of you that obviously don't know you, what is your face like? What do you have? It's basically you've got face paint on you, and
Yep.
it's a bit sort of. Would you describe it Alice Cooper-ish, but with more?
It's a little bit. It was never. I mean, it's kind of a little bit. It's pretty Kiss-like, but it was never intended that way.
Right.
The whole Devil Riders thing. My dad was living in Ireland, and he got me a few gigs in Ireland, and I was actually called in the band something like, it was either, I think it's called Ralph and His Angels.
Right.
And the guy at the bar in Ireland said, I need like a band name. It sounds like a jazz band. Right, okay, so I'm riding my motorcycle one day, and I'm thinking, okay, band name, Ralph Angel Devil. I kind of like that polarity of those two. And I thought, I'm riding my bike, Devil Riders. And I laughed at it at first. Hang on a minute. Yeah, Devil Riders. That's cool. So yeah, that's how the name came about. But the face paint, it actually was Alice Cooper inspired, but not actually by his look. I saw Alice Cooper in an interview one day, and he said, okay, so you could see a band who's playing this song, and it's called Chainsaw Death. Again, Chainsaw Death. Okay, that's fine. But he says, if you're playing a song about chainsaw death, I want to see it. And I thought, yeah, put the physical thing there. That with Devil Riders, how about this crazy devil running around and rolling around on the floor going crazy? And so, I kind of, there's the horns on this. It was a girlfriend at the time, Trudy, who I was still friends with, and she did the original design. I learned it years later. But, so I kind of mock up this thing of this devil creature. That's where it came from.
Wow. And you do have on your YouTube channel, Devilriderman does his makeup. So that looks like video number 19 on YouTube. So if you want to check out what Ralph looks like as the Devilriderman, it's on YouTube under Devilriderman. So you can do the hair, you can do the makeup, all ready for Halloween. So wow, this is exciting. So if you're stuck for something to do for this evening, whilst you're, hanging out with your party of six, as it is in the UK, for our, COVID safe restrictions, then go out as the Devil Rider Man. One thing Steve also wanted to ask is, how is it different, sort of gigging in America as it is to the UK?
It's actually quite interesting because I'll be totally honest, it's actually easier to find gigs and musicians in the UK.
Oh, right.
It's very funny. But over here we have a lot of what's called hired guns. That's like a lot of musicians who want paying just for rehearsal, let alone playing a gig. And you got some pay-to-play venues over here in places like Los Angeles can get very crazy. But once you get the the band together, and you get in front of a crowd in America, especially if you're British, they absolutely love it if you give them a show.
Right.
They're so easily entertained. In my perspective, it's absolutely wonderful, you know.
So just let me get this right. They're easier entertained in America, but harder to get the gigs and the musicians that want to get paid for rehearsals.
That's right.
Whereas in the UK, they just love to do it because, you know.
Yeah, and you know, it was a lot easier to get guys together to play, but English audiences, and not to belittle anybody, but it was a bit of a harder job. Yeah, I think it's more to do with taste, you know, just to get them going and get them into it, you know.
Yeah. And is there more of a rockabilly following in the US of A than there is in the UK?
Yes, because rockabilly is part of like Americana, you know, it's a part of the American roots music, you know, country, blues and jazz, which rockabilly comes from. But then obviously America's a much bigger place. So, but then the Devil Riders, it's quite funny, in the UK, you might not, people are into classing music in boxes, and in the UK wouldn't necessarily be called straight rockabilly. It would be called sort of modern rockabilly, or maybe psychobilly, which is punk mixed with rockabilly, and it's kind of, whereas in America it's kind of more, it's more called rockabilly. You know, it's kind of all in that one big box of different kinds of rockabilly music.
Right. Great. So going from an English rock tradition, back to our Halloween top 20. So number 15. Wow. Have you got the number 15 there, Ralph? Do you want to introduce this one?
I have.
Yep.
I have, and this is a great band, and I do a cover of one of their songs as well. This is Sympathy for the Devil by the Rolling Stones.
So this is from 1968. I won't play, it's a 6-minute song, so I won't be playing the whole 6 minutes. I will cut through at an appropriate point. But this Rolling Stone magazine named Sympathy for the Devil number 32 on its list of the top 500 greatest songs of all time. So that's Sympathy for the Devil, the Rolling Stones. Sorry for some of you if the music was a bit low. Here's music may have been a bit low for some of you. All I can do is apologise. But we're going to continue with our top 20 Halloween hits. This is one of my favourite songs. I've enjoyed listening to this like all the time, and there's been a fantastic remix. Ralph, what's our next song on our top 20?
Well, the next song is it's actually one of the favourites from an ex-bass player of mine. I'd like to give a shout. Sophie Lord. She was awesome, and she was like a bass player or a musician from the 70s and 80s, just cast into the year 2010, and she loved the song. It's Psycho Killer by the Talking Heads.
And in case you didn't know, this song actually the lyrics were to actually represent the thoughts of a serial killer. So very apt for Halloween. So Psycho Killer there, Talking Heads, the 2005 remastered version, definitely is one of my top songs. So next, what's our next? Devilriderman. What's our number 13?
Oh, you caught me on the hop there.
Well, I think it deserves a Devilriderman to do our number 13. It's a 1975 hit. So we've gone from
The year I was born.
Ooh, definitely one for you to tell us about. What's number 13?
Say stuff about it. Well, it's a total switch in style of music. It's actually Evil Woman by the Electric Light Orchestra.
On to number 12. So this song has been voted and selected by the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as one of the 500 songs that shaped rock and roll. What's that number 12, Ralph?
Well, I would totally agree with that, and I would put this higher up. And this is, if it was to be a Halloween more of a favourite, this will be one. And this is I Put a Spell on You by Screaming Jay Hawkins.
Yeah, 1956, but I'm going to be playing for you from Hocus Pocus. It's out in the cinemas right now. I Put a Spell on You. So I Put a Spell on You from Hocus Pocus, but originally out in 1956 by the wonderful Screaming Jay Hawkins. There are so many beautiful versions of I Put a Spell on You. Nina Simone is one of my favourites of that, and also Sonique's version as well. That was chosen by Cheryl. Cheryl, I'm going to have to play your song request next week. Wow. So short in time. I'm actually extending my show by another half an hour, so I'll be on until 12:30 because we've had so much to get through. I mean, we've got the exciting Devilriderman. We're going to be announcing number 11, but after number 11, we are actually going to be playing a song by the band Heart Trapped, who Anna Angel is in that band. Tell us who Anna Angel is, Ralph.
Well, Anna Angel, the band is actually called Secret Life, and Anna Angel's my mother, and she sings in Blue Angel, and she also sings in Secret Life as well.
Wow. So we're going to be playing, it is, we had the world exclusive a couple of weeks ago, but it's released today. So this is going to be after number 11. So at number 11, our Halloween top 20 chart is Superstition by Stevie Wonder, 1972. And Superstition was Stevie Wonder's first number one single since Signed, Sealed and Delivered, I'm Yours, and topped the Billboard Top Hot 100, in 1973. This Billboard Hot 100, wow, it's very American, isn't it?
It is, yes. Very American.
Very American, but it's a pretty good song. You what, sorry?
No bad thing.
No, it's definitely not a bad thing, Mr. USA Devilriderman, for my Halloween special. You what? Sorry?
If I may quickly, there's a really nice trade-off between across the pond, because the 50s rock and roll, a lot of our 60s British bands were listened to that, and they created it and sent their version back to America, and the Americans loved the Beatles, the Who, and all those kind of things. So it bounces between the two countries. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, there is definitely very much so. So Superstition, Stevie Wonder, for your Halloween top 20. Put it on your playlist. After Ralph tells us a little bit about Heart Trap. This is released today. So this is by the band Secret Life. And you've had a lot of involvement in this, Ralph.
Yeah, the Secret Life is something that I grew up around as a kid and influenced me as a musician, and I listening to their songs, and they're kind of ingrained in me. And I find it amazing because obviously one of the songs was originally written by my grandmother, and then was written as a poem. And then it was performed by Secret Life. And now even I've done my own version. I'll be working my own rockabilly version of one of their songs soon. So I don't know if anywhere that anyone has had a three-generation song anywhere before. It's kind of quite iconic like that, I think.
Yeah, definitely. So your mum's sings the song, and she's in Secret Life with, I think it's your mum, Anna Angel. Is it Simon?
Yep. Simon Young,
yeah.
Yes, he's an absolute musical master. He synth master. I don't know anyone in Plymouth who can play synth like that. Phenomenal.
And who's the other band member?
Tony Conlon was the bass player back in the day. He's living in France now. So,
right.
But Simon, he's just basically created the music on this latest release, and he's done a fantastic job indeed.
Great. So another Plymouth band there, like you say, three generations. So yeah, unusual to get.
Simon used to run Vibes Music for many years in town in Plymouth. Yes, for a long time. Yeah.
Was Vibes Music? Whereabouts was Vibes Music?
That was it wound up at the opposite where. Well, yes, right, the venue I was trying to think of, the Voodoo Lounge. Remember?
Oh, yeah, so say the Voodoo Lounge. Yes, yeah.
That's right, yeah.
There you go. A bit of Plymouth historia there. So Heart Trapped, as you say, it's a poem written by your grandma, and she was here to explain about that a few weeks ago. If you want to catch the interview, it is on Mixcloud, and it will be one of the first recorded shows of mine on Mixcloud. It's under Ferndale Community Radio, Sandra R show, and you can actually listen to the interview with your mum, Anna, and Mary Liberson, talking all about this song. Yeah, out today. Yep.
And also, sorry, I forgot to mention that their release of the video of their song is actually today at 8 o'clock UK time. And the video has been edited by yours truly as well.
Oh, wow. And it's on your...
go to the Secret Life Facebook page or the Secret Life YouTube page, and you'll be able to see it. Subscribe to the YouTube page, and you'll be able to see it as it gets released 8 o'clock this evening.
8 p.m. this evening, in time for as part of your Halloween festivities. Exciting. And it's going to be featured on your YouTube channel as well, the Devilriderman.
It's not going to be on... No, it's going to Secret Life YouTube channel.
It's a Secret Life YouTube channel at 8 p.m.
Yes.
Which you helped edit the video. So... another introduction, I think, is needed to the song by you, Ralph.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoy this. There's a lot of work gone into this song. This is Heart Trapped by Secret Life.
The wonderful Heart Trapped with Mary Liberson, the poet, doing the intros and also the ending part, and with Aunt Angel, Ralph Angel's Devilriderman, mum of the Blue Angel Band. It's a real Plymouth fest of rock and rockabilly music on here today. So that the video has been released at 8 p.m. tonight on Secret Life. That's the band, Secret Life YouTube page. So I know that I definitely will be tuning into YouTube to watch that as part of my Halloween days. So it's the Halloween top 20. So just to have a recap. So from 20 to 10, we've done the first 10. So we had at number 20 was Freaks Come Out at Night by Houdini, 1984. Time Warp by Little Nell. That's 19 as the Let's Do the Time Warp. Anyway, 19 Time Warp by Little Nell, Patricia Quinn and Richard O'Brien. It's a 1973 hit. 18 Zombie by the Cranberries with Dolores' beautiful voice there. At number 17 we've had Dead Man's Party by Oingo Boingo, a 1986 hit. And 16 Bark at the Moon by Ozzy Osbourne. That was his first video, Bark at the Moon. So that was Ozzy Osbourne's first ever music video. 15, Sympathy for the Devil by Nonetheless, the Rolling Stones, and that was in 1968. And then 14, a particular favourite of mine, Psycho Killer by Talking Heads, 1977 inspired. The song is the lyrics of being inside the thoughts of a serial killer. Very Halloween-y. And then 13, Evil Woman by Electric Light Orchestra, 1975. And number 12, I Put a Spell on You by Screaming Jay Hawkins. That was from 1956. I played the Hocus Pocus version. There's lots of wonderful versions of I Put a Spell on You. And number 11, Superstition by Stevie Wonder from 1972. And now we're in the top 10. Ralph, what's that number 10?
Well, let me see. Yeah, it would be... Now, a lot of people actually... this version, a lot of people think it's the original. It's not. This actually originally was by Fleetwood Mac. And the song is Woman, and this version is by Santana.
So the sound just went there, so that's Black Magic Woman, Santana's version of the Fleetwood Mac. That was Black Magic Woman by Santana. And Ralph, who did the original?
Fleetwood Mac. And I saw them do the song in 2018 when in Los Angeles, and Stevie Nicks sang it. She obviously did a great job.
Oh yeah, Stevie Nicks is amazing. And so, sorry, where did you see Fleetwood Mac a few years ago? Obviously in America.
In Los Angeles.
In Los Angeles. Which stadium?
You got me there.
Mind you, what time is it in Nashville right now?
Well, yeah, I have been up all night, and it's now 6:42 in the morning.
6:42. So you asked me earlier when we first started the show around 10 o'clock what the weather was like. It was dreadful. It was cloudy, quite drizzly, and extremely windy. The wind stayed. However, we actually do have sunshine here. So Wow. It's getting close to midday, and ordinarily I would finish at 12, but we've had so much to talk about and I haven't got through my top 20. We've still got another 9 songs to get through. So the management very thankfully, thanks Steve and everybody, has let me extend my show by another half an hour. So stay tuned because you're not going to want to miss the top 3. I guarantee it. You're going to want to know what's at number 1, what's at number 2, and what's at number 3. And there's some fantastic songs in between as well. So I'm definitely we're going to get through this. We're going to get through this. And then Ralph has very kindly said he's been up all night in Nashville, Tennessee, and is it 6:02, did you say?
Yeah, 6:43 now.
Oh, 6:43. Of course, because it's 11:43 here. My maths is atrocious. I think it's just my timing, really. So he's very kindly said he'll extend and stay here with us. And just want to say, in case I don't get a chance, the management of Ferndale Community Radio just want to say a very, very big thank you for you coming onto the show today and make it into a real Halloween special. And they're sorry they couldn't be here in person to say hello, but if you check out our Ferndale Community Radio Facebook page, you'll see a fantastic photo of Ralph in all his paraphernalia, very Halloween-y. So thank you very much, Ralph. I really do appreciate you staying up.
Now extended because I'm having such a lovely time and it's very nice to talk to you indeed.
Lovely. So we're going to continue with our top 10 because we've got to get through this. We're going to get through this. Yeah. Number 9. What's fresh off the blocks for number 9, Ralph?
Well, it'd be DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince from one extreme to the other. And it's a Nightmare on My Street.
Fantastic hit from 1988. That was the wonderful This Is Halloween, The Citizens of Halloween from The Nightmare Before Christmas. So something to watch for Halloween with the kids. It's a definite favourite in my household, This Is Halloween. So we've had from number 10, this is your Halloween top 20. At 10, it was Santana, Black Magic Woman in 1968. Then number 9, A Nightmare on My Street by DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, a 1988 hit. And then 8, Somebody's Watching Me by Rockwell, 1984. And I played a little mashup there to give you a little clue at what might be in the top 5. And then Werewolves of London by Warren Zevon, 1978, inspired by the 1935 film Werewolf of London. Maybe that will be on your list to watch this evening to spook you out. Nothing like a black and white horror movie. And number 6, we just had This Is Halloween. So, Ralph, your YouTube channel, Devilriderman. If you're listening and can access the internet, I do recommend that you get onto his YouTube channel now, just to give you a little bit more reality on what we're talking about. You have got over 100 videos on YouTube, and you actually, before COVID, you lived in Los Angeles for a while, and you were actually traveling, making your way across from West Coast to East Coast.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah, I was venturing across, looking to see where else I'd like to live, and just to check out some other places in the United States. And kind of got a little stuck here in Nashville for the COVID stuff. So I kind of took it upon myself that if I can't go out and play live music, I want to make better videos. And I was playing a lot of songs, just me singing and playing guitar. So I decided to buy my own little recording unit, program the drums, and play some bass, and just basically play everything on there and give them more of a band experience on my YouTube channels. And one particular one I'm pretty proud of is my version of White Wedding, which is basically one of my earliest recordings, and I quite like it. So it gives a good example of what I'm doing with all that stuff there.
So you've got White Wedding as a video on your YouTube channel, and you've also got videos. Yep. I can see here, View of the Grand Canyon.
Yep.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, that's something to see. Oh, that was amazing. It's like, it's really like to try and explain it in words. You really have to see it for yourself. The video gives some idea, but to look out there and see the beauty and the expanse of it, that it just goes on forever, and it's just wonderful. This is to look at things like the Grand Canyon in America and the mountains. This is my best description. It's a bit like you're in a painting. It feels like that.
Oh, lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like quite a spiritual moment. Was it a spiritual moment for you, Ralph?
Definitely, yeah. Because you feel this like wide open space, and you look out there, it's like, wow, look at that.
Right, so if you want to have that feeling of being in a painting, or trying to have a glimpse of what it might be like on the Grand Canyon, then View of the Grand Canyon on Ralph's YouTube channel, which is Devilriderman. Or no breaks in that at all. It's just one word. You've also, for those of you who like classic cars, you've got a whole bunch of classic cars in there. Sort of, you've got the Monarch Chronicles, 1978 Mercury Monarch on there as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a car I owned for 7 years. Unfortunately, it wasn't really good for a road trip, so I had to get rid of it. But that's the longest I've ever owned a car. And it brought me down from Seattle to Los Angeles, which is about 1,800 miles.
Wow.
For a almost 40-year-old car, I was quite amazed by that. Yeah,
that's amazing.
It's a real fun classic car,
Yeah, and then I'm going to say, so you were making your way from the West Coast to the East Coast. How many miles did you get to before you got stuck by COVID?
This is a funny thing over here in America. We tend to things are so longer distance. We're talking hours and miles. I think it's about. I think that's also about 1,800 miles. I could be wrong, but it's about in straight driving hours, about 26-hour drive.
What, from one coast to the other? It's a 26-hour drive?
No, from Los Angeles to Nashville.
Oh, from Nashville to Los Angeles, 26 hours.
It's either 21 or 26 hours if you were to drive straight.
Right. Wow, so it's a day's worth of travel. So we're going to have a little interlude here from our Halloween Top 20, and this is Ralph's cover of White Wedding. That was Ralph's version of White Wedding, very rockabilly. So I'm going to play that next week so you can hear the full version, but we've got to crack on with the top 5. So we are now into the top 5 Halloween songs. Number 5. Ralph, can you take it away from me? It's a 1979 hit.
This is one of my favorite bands from growing up, and this is Highway to Hell by AC/DC.
Wow, I love this.